Okay, I don't know if me talking is a bonus throughout my video, but here we go. All right, this is located. I'm at Pine Island, and I also this is actual real footage video that I sped up 5 times. So it's not a time lapse; it's actually a video just sped up. Um, but I thought it was really interesting, and I wanted to share it with everybody. Actually, I thought it was really beautiful. This was a really unique night that I caught, and I just thought I'd share it with you. You know, I know a lot of people think my videos are boring and they don't show anything, but you know, that's because I think most people don't look at the smaller detail that's in my videos that really show a lot of things. You know, for one, if you go back and look at some and you compare them yourself, I mean, I, I, I have so much footage that it is really hard for me to, um, you know, just share little pieces and parts to them, because then somebody else come out and say, well, you know, we don't know this or we don't know that, so that means your little observation don't mean crap or anything. But if you go back and look at some of my videos of the boats going by these bird racks, and you compare the size of some of the boats, and then you go back and look at some of the other ones, you can see the mirage effects occurring. And you know, at times you can see the whole boat sitting on the water coming out of the same Hernando Beach channel, without any cutting off of the boat. The boat's not cut off at all. Matter of fact, one of the last videos I put out with the Fire Dragon boat or whatever it was, you can look at that one and see the boats after the sun vanishes over our or diverges to our out of our eyesight or our line of sight. You can see these boats clearly on the water. But if you compare them to some other boats that are obviously coming out of the same place, passing by the same bird racks, you'll see that the boat is cut off at the bottom, or it appears to be cut off. Now, anytime you bring any kind of observable proof to the table, you know, you always get attacked by one of the globe people saying that, you know, oh, it's refraction pulling everything up. But how can refraction be responsible to pull something up over the curve and set it perfectly in line of your sight every single time? And I've got boats that actually just get so small when I have a good day of visibility. They just get so small, they just vanish because our angular resolution, you can't resolve it no more. And you can't resolve the detail to a certain point either. Our angular resolution, even with a camera, it has its limits. The P900 has its limits. You can only see so far. And then when you have days where, you know, you got high miraging, you know, things do and will look cut off. You know, the bottoms of the hull, the bottoms of the bird racks, they will look cut off. But if you start researching, and I suggest that people go out and do their own observations, and just don't, you know, don't take mine. You can learn from mine, and you can learn from your own probably a lot better, because then you're doing them yourself. You know your camera height, you know your distances. And people say, oh, you don't know how far that boat is away. Well, when I know the distances to these bird racks, I know the distances to these boats, because I've fished this water for over 25 years. I'm really familiar with it. So I do know where these bird racks are. I bought a navigation map to prove it. That wasn't enough proof for people. I went on a website. Actually, Taboo Conspiracy went on a website, found all these um, coordinates for all these bird racks, and still people are, you know, still insulting the video or insulting the proof. They're not accepting it, simply because of their belief that, you know, we were all taught the same stuff. We all went to this pretty much through the same educational system. Um, no, I will agree. I have no college courses, so I did not go to college. I learned a trade, and I stuck to that trade, believe it or not. And I wound up going into business in that trade for myself. Um, Now, one of the things that I will say is that I'm so familiar with the water out here that, I mean, even looking at a boat, I can almost tell you exactly how far it is away. Now, some people might scoff at that and say, no, you can't do that. Well, I tell you what, you get used to going out on a boat and being an avid fisherman, being out on the water a lot, and I guarantee you'll start getting really familiar. Um, so here, let me get to the video. Here's this cloud starting to come in on the sun, and you can see the crepuscular rays, and then you'll start seeing the shadows that is being emitted from the clouds. Now, you might look at this and say, look at that, it's shooting it off to the side. Well, you're kind of right, but it's not off to the right side. It's actually coming toward me too. And the same way with the upper shadow that's starting to be created. It's not going up into the sky. It's actually being casted over the top of me. But that's an optical illusion that you think it's going straight up. It's not. It's coming straight toward me or off to the side of me here a little bit. Not directly right at me, but you'll start seeing how the shadow, this cloud's creating a shadow, and how the sun's light is coming through all the little potholes or little opening areas that are in it. And somebody wants to say that this sun is 3 miles away or 3.5 miles away, whatever. Even though science tells us we can see approximately a 6-foot man 3 miles, 3.5 miles out on the water, I still say the clouds are way farther than that, 50, 60 miles. I put out a video a while back ago with a thunderstorm, and I got hit with the copyright for the music that I put on there. I put on a bunch of music from Imagine Dragon, and YouTube made me take down the whole video, not just delete the audio. They took the whole video down on me, and I don't think I reposted it, but I should, because this lightning storm was down in St. Pete, Clearwater, which is a good 50, 60 miles away. And I was zoomed out from Bayport, and literally catching the lightning coming out of the clouds down that far. And I say down, and I don't mean down over the curb. I mean down south of me. But that's not down a hill, down a curve, or anything. Also, too, we get so used to the way we talk that, like saying the word sunset. It's just kind of like common nature for us because we grew up calling it a sunset. Why? Because the sun does appear to set. But in my eyes, it's just an illusion caused by, one, perspective, two, because we are at a low perspective to the surface of the water, so it's going to have a limitation, just like two parallel lines converging. If you put one parallel line down low and one up high, and you get eye level with that bottom parallel line, that top line will converge into the bottom line. Okay? Where does it converge at? If you was to make a mark there where it converges at, I guarantee you your top string is going to be a lot longer than your lower string. Your lower string is just going to look like a little, excuse me, a little strip. Just like my board test that I did where I, did this board, and when I got down low to it, the whole surface of a 7-foot board looked like a little sliver. It wasn't very big at all. So, you take into consideration the string going above you and converging to the bottom string, it's going to be a lot longer. Okay, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I did work in the construction business of installing water mains, storm drains, and sewer lines. And both the storm drains and sewer lines, we had to put on a constant slope downward. And this slope was a gradual slope. Now, I'm not sure exactly if it was 8 inches per mile squared or not, but I very much doubt it was even that much of a slope. Or it might have been a little bit more of a slope than that. And the reason why you'd put a slope to any kind of a drainage ditch or sewer lines is because shit don't run uphill. Shit runs downhill, and you always have to consider that while installing the pipe. Sorry about that, a little glitch in the audio. But this is, all right, look at the reflection up here. You can pretty much see where it was mirroring at. Now I back out, and this is kind of the bonus. I want to let you know about this. And I'm going to turn down the sound just to let you know that there was a little wind blowing. But there was a storm to the south of me and to the north of me. And I decided to kind of like point down here to the south, only because I thought that there was a little more lightning going on down here. So, you know, again, I wanted to share this. I thought this was pretty nice, man. The color and the sky and everything was awesome. So, you know, watch some of this lightning here, and after this little part here, I'm gonna just let the audio go, the original audio go on this one piece of video, because actually I'm kind of tired of talking and I need a drink because I'm needing some lemonade, and it's kind of hard to talk and drink and you know, watch the video all at the same time to clue you in on stuff. But again, like I said, I didn't put this one out for really any proof of anything. It was more for the enjoyment of people to, you know, just watch and enjoy it. Matter of fact, you can shut the audio off on this if you want to. That's all up to you. All right, here we go with the regular audio. That's a good one. They're cute.
That's their saving grace.
Oh, I can't imagine all that energy they got, though. You must run around like a chicken with your head cut off sometimes.
Got another one on the way.
Oh.
It's gonna be busy times.
Taking so many pictures of me. Stop.
It's just perfect. I couldn't see you all night. You know,
Actually, that was nice because everywhere around is lots of clouds, and we we got it right between everything.
Between?
Between all of it. It was all over both sides of the map, and it said, showed that it was just falling apart when it got to the coast. 19.
Yeah, yeah. You had a perfect night for it too. It's beautiful. Now we're getting some lightning. Oh wow. I don't know if I got all of that or not. I think I got part of it. Should relocate my camera over on the other side. A couple of months ago. Yeah. Wasn't that long ago though. Pay attention to this left side of the screen where you see just above the water this little bit of a pink part of the sky. I took some pictures with my cell phone camera that I'm going to share too in this at the end of this little part of this video. Alright. I know I got that. Hate to be out there in a boat though. I got stuck in one night. There was no water, nowhere to go. Just pull a tarp over the top of my aluminum boat and kind of like, yeah, pray to God I didn't get hit. And I'm still here, so. I mean, when you can hear it, you know, you hear, boom! It's close. And one night we had a water spout start up right above us. The whole boat went in a 360 degree. And I looked up and I'm like, wow, that's why it did it. I'll have to block your face out on YouTube on that. Unless you say don't care.
I don't. You're on release.
Must not be wanted.
They already know who we are, period.
Maybe I'll carry the tracking device right here.
Yep, they know exactly who you are and where you are. I know, I just turned my camera back that way and then it lit up over there. I got a nice little video of a baby and mama manatee over there on the observation tower off of Shoreline. Yeah, I was up in the tower and I zoomed down and mama was up against the bank with the baby right behind her. She was guarding it up against the bank, keeping it safe. And that baby was so cute. The water was so clear you could see right through it, so I got a good video of it. know last night there was some really nice lightning, but it was raining, so I couldn't get my camera out. I mean, I could have, but it would have got wet. And who wants to waste a $500 camera? Oh, wow. I really do need to take my camera on that side over there. Okay, right here I moved my camera. I didn't like where it was setting. Actually, it was all right where it was setting, but there was people between me and this side. Also, see that spot right there? That was a spot I took some pictures of, and then I started to do a 25-minute time lapse on it, but I wasn't sure I was going to stay out there 25 minutes. Well, little to say. I wound up staying out there 30 extra minutes and just did 10-minute time lapses of this sky. Catch some more lightning in it. I thought it was actually some really good time lapse for just 10-minute time lapse. You know, the city lights time lapse on your Nikon. This was all taken with the Nikon Coolpix B700. That was the one I wound up having to buy in Ireland when I was there. But I wanted to just kind of bring out too that you'll start seeing in the time lapse, you'll start seeing the flashing lights out there for these bird racks. And actually, where I was at, I could actually see 5 of them out there, less the red one. There's a red one out there. That's the halfway marker to Bayport. But remember, people, that I'm not looking straight out from Bayport no more. I'm actually looking toward Bayport and getting a side view of all of those channel markers out there. And you'll see that on another video. Here I set my phone up there to show you that the sunset was at 7:57. And there's some fishies. And I was hoping it would show the time. I know I was well after sunset. Well, you know, you can go back and look at the video. And then this was one of the pictures I took before doing the time lapse. Yes, I zoomed in a little bit, but it takes better pictures because that's more or less what I was seeing. So what's lighting these clouds up? Okay, and it was not light pollution, because this was way out over the Gulf, so there was nothing lit up out there at all except for the sky. So, you know, these people that want to say, well, the sky is what, here's a little time lapse that I did too. This was a 25-minute one. I only got like a second or two. But they'll try to say that the underlit clouds are the proof that, you know, Earth is a globe. And I disagree with them, because look at that. And the sun's well over the curvature of Earth by now, so it should not be lighting up that sky in that general area. Not unless they're going to say, hey, it's flat, because that sky is a lot farther away than the 3 miles too that, you know, people claim it is. It's much further. If we can see the sun at 93 million miles, that's what they tell us. You know, it's a lot farther out there than that. So don't buy into it. Well, here's 4 of them, but the one out, 4 lights flashing. The one to the left is the halfway marker, but you can see that there's 4 of them out there. I don't know why the one went out. Wow, that's weird. Sometimes you'll get some that'll go out and some that'll light back up. But you'll see that light pollution now coming in from the left, because there is some lights over in that general area. And then here I pointed back out toward where the sun had actually vanished or gone to the convergence point. And you can even see the reflection off the water when that light flashes and what little bit of light's there. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed my boring observation of the sky. Please like, subscribe, and share. I know I'm not the best at editing, so excuse me on that.